low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go.
Brian Giles with Brian Giles MTG. And we're back with more Innastrad Remastered spoilers. At the end of my last video, I reloaded the page and it just came up with a ton more spoilers. And there's some beefy stuff still left in the tank. So Grapple with the Past is an instant. You can mill 3 cards. Turn a creature or land cards from the graveyard to your hand. We got Groundskeeper. Green mana for a 1/1 human druid. Pay a green and 1 to return target basic land card from the graveyard to your hand. We got Hamlet Captain, a green and 1 for a 2/2 human warrior. This creature attacks or blocks. Other humans you control get +1/+1 till end of turn. Hinterland Logger. Green and 1 for a 2/1 human werewolf. Maybe each upkeep and no spells will cast this last turn. Transform this creature into Timber Shredder, a 4/2 werewolf with trample. And at the beginning of each upkeep for 2 or more spells were cast last turn, transform this creature. Hellpack Resurgent. A green and 2 for an enchantment with Flash. Each creature you control that's a wolf or werewolf gets +1/+1 and has trample. Okay. Not gonna lie, some definite good wolf and werewolf synergy coming on. We have the Moldgraph Millipede for a beefy green and 4. He gets a 2/2 insect horror. Enters, mill 3 cards, and put a +1/+1 counter on this creature for each creature card in your graveyard. Hoo-ha. Moonlight Hunt. Green and 1 for a instant reads 2-target creature you don't control. Each creature you control that's a wolf or a werewolf deals damage equal to its power to that creature. Whoopsie! Werewolf fight spell. Not a good idea. We have Pack Guardian. 2 green and 2 for a 4/3 wolf spirit with flash. This creature enters, you may discard a land card. If you do, create a 2/2 green wolf creature token. Okay. Scorned Villager. Green and 1 for a 1/1 human werewolf with a tap to add a green mana. At the beginning of each upkeep, if no spells were cast last turn, transform the creature into Moonscarred Werewolf. A 2/2 werewolf with vigilance. Tap to add 2 green mana. And at the beginning of each upkeep, if 2 or more spells were cast last turn, transform this creature. Second Harvest. I know this has seen a brief reprint recently, but this is kind of nice to see in this set. So 2 green and 2 for an instant that reads, For each token you control, create a token that's a copy of that permanent. We have Shrill Howler. Green and 2 for a 3/1 werewolf horror. Creatures with power less than this creature's power can't block it. And you can pay a green and 5 to transform this creature into Howling Chorus, a 3/5 Eldrazi werewolf. Creatures with power less than this creature's power can't block it. When it deals combat damage to a player, create a 3/2 colorless Eldrazi horror creature token. Ew. Spore Crawler. Okay. We're down with this. Green and 2 for a 3/2 fungus. When this creature dies, draw a card. We have Wild Hunger. Well, let's go back. I think we skipped some stuff. Yep. We'll come back to Wild Hunger later. First, we have Traverse the Uvenwald. Green mana for a sorcerer read. Search your library for a basic land card. Reveal it. Put it in your hand and shuffle. Has Delirium. There are 4 more card types among cards in your graveyard. Search your library for a creature card or a land card. Reveal it. Put it in your hand and shuffle. Okay. Then we have Unnatural Growth. Not surprised to see this here. 4 green mana, 1 generic for an enchantment that reads, at the beginning of each combat, double the power and toughness of each creature you control until end of turn. We have Villagers of Estwald. Green and 2 for a 2/3 human werewolf at the beginning of each upkeep. No spells will cast last turn. Transform this creature into Howlpack of Estwald, a 4/6 werewolf that at the beginning of each upkeep, if 2 or more player casts 2 or more spells last turn, transform the creature. Now we're back at Wild Hunger. It's the green and 2 for target creature gets +3/+1 to and gains trample till end of turn. You can flash it back for a red and 3. Next up is another nice addition to this set, which I'm glad to have put in here in Renin 7. So 2 green and 3 for a 5 loyalty legendary planeswalker Ren. +1 loyalty, look at the top 4 cards of your library, put all land card revealed this way into your hand, the rest in the graveyard. 0 loyalty, put any number of land cards from your hand onto the battlefield tapped. -3 loyalty, create a green tree-folk creature token for each, and this creature's power and toughness are each equal to the number of lands you control. -8 loyalty, return all permanent cards from your graveyard to your hand. You get an emblem with you have no maximum hand size. Yo. All right. We have Altered Ego. So a green, a blue, 2 generic, and X for a 0/0 shapeshifter. We have this creature enter as a copy of any creature on the battlefield that it enters with X additional +1/+1 counters on it. Okay, I'm down with that. Then you have one of my favorite cards of the last Innastrad block in Angel Fire Ignition. A red, a white, and 1 for a sorcery that reads, put 2+1/+1 counters on target creature, gains vigilance, trample, lifelink, indestructible, and haste until end of turn. You can flash it back for a red, a white, and 2. This card I have in a red and white deck for Feather the Redeemed, but we just had in an earlier video what everybody calls everything all everywhere all at once Odric, or Sliver King Odric. So this gives, you put this on a creature and all your creatures gain all this until end of turn. Except for, the 2+1/+1 counters. It gains all the keywords. Vigilance, trample, lifelink, indestructible, and haste. Excuse me. Somebody add in some double strike, some death touch, stuff like that. Yep, yes please. Okay, Bloodhall Priest. Black, a red, and 2 for a 4/4 vampire cleric. If this creature enters or attacks, if you have no cards in hand, this creature deals 2 damage to any target. And it has a madness cost for a black, a red, and 1. Ooh-haw. Galvanic Iteration. Not surprised to see this here. It's a welcome inclusion, especially for Spellslinger decks. Blue and a red for an instant that reads. Cast your next instant or sorcery spell. Copy that spell. Choose new target for the copies. And you can flash it back for a blue, a red, and 1. And Grim Grin Corpseborn. So a blue, black, and 3 for a 5/5 zombie warrior that enters tap and doesn't untap during your untap step. Sacrifice another creature to untap Grin, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Whenever he attacks, target creature, defending player control, destroy target creature defending player controls and put a +1/+1 counter on Grim. Olivia Voldaren. So for a black, a red, and 3, you get a 3/3 legendary vampire with flying. Pay a red and 1. And it deals 1 damage to another target creature. That creature becomes a vampire in addition to its other types. And put a +1/+1 counter on Olivia Voldaren. Pay 2 black and 3 and gain control of target vampire for as long as you control Olivia Voldaren. So, not unhappy to see that. And she comes in this neat and nifty poster frame. Torrens, Fist of the Angels. Not surprised to see that here, especially if we saw some cards with training earlier. This is kind of a staple in +1/+1 counters decks and training decks. So green and white and 1 for a 2/2 legendary human cleric with training. Whenever you cast a creature spell, create a 1/1 green and white human soldier creature token with training. We have Abundant Maw, a beefy 8 generic for a 6/4 Eldrazi Leech, but it has an emerge for a black and 6. When you cast a spell, target opponent loses 3 life and you gain 3 life. We have Decimator of the Provinces, a beefy 10 generic for a 7/7 Eldrazi Boar with an emerge cost of 3 green and 6. When you cast this spell, creatures you control get +2/+2, gain trample till end of turn, and it has trample and haste. Distended Mindbender. Beefy 8 generic for a 5/5 Eldrazi insect with an emerge cost of 2 black and 5. When you cast this spell, target opponent reveals their hand. Choose from it an online card with mana value 3 or less, and a card with mana value 4 or greater. That player discards those cards. Ew. Elder Deep Fiend. 8 mana for a 5/6 Eldrazi Octopus with flash and an emerge cost of 2 blue and 5. When you cast the spell, tap up to 4 target permanents. Yucky. Angels 2, 3 mana for artifact that reads when creature you control enters. Have this artifact become a 3/3 white angel artifact creature with flying until end of turn. Blazing Torch. 1 mana for an artifact equipment. Equipped creature can't be blocked by vampires or zombies. Equipped creature has tap it, sacrifice Blazing Torch, deals 2 damage to any target, and equip for 1. Boarded Window is 3 mana for an artifact that reads creatures attacking you get -1/-0. Beginning of each end step, if you were dealt 4 or more damage this turn, exile this artifact. We have Chalice of Life, which is 3 mana for an artifact that reads, tap it, gain 1 life. If you have at least 10 life or more than your starting life total, transform this artifact into Chalice of Death. Tap it, target player loses 5 life. Ew. Cobbled Wings. 2 mana for artifact equipment. Equipped creature has flying and equipped for 1. Cryptolith Fragment. 3 mana for an artifact. This artifact enters tapped. Tap to add 1 mana of any color. Each player loses a life. Beginning of your upkeep, if each player has 10 or less life, transform this artifact into Aurora of Emrakul, a 1/4 Eldrazi Reflection with Flying and Death Touch. Whenever this creature attacks, each opponent loses 3 life. Ew. We got Demon Male Hauberk. 4 mana. For artifact equipment, equipped creature gets +4/+2. With the equip cost is you gotta sacrifice a creature. Yucky. Well, I'm going to stop there. We're 21 minutes. We're going to see you on the next video.